Um, so this is a very, very controversial segment right now. Go ahead, because
Yeah, I was stating this for off record. I'm going to say this on the record. Now, I was just saying to co-host right here. I actually didn't call him co-host. I'm actually the
well, I
the
mean,
guest.
we're both
per se,
we're
yeah.
both the same level. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I was saying right now, like imagine like being a black man, right? You go to sleep one night and you wake up, as a white man. Now you have no knowledge of, you being a black man prior to that. You wake up, you do your morning routine, and when you walk out your house, you realize you walked out of a house that was designed, built, and financed by a white man. You got into a car that was designed, built, and financed by a white man. You driving down the street that was designed, built, financed by a white man. You about to turn into your workplace, a work building that was also designed, built, and financed by a white man. You see all this technology, all designed, all built, and all financed by a white man, including your entire country. You live in a city, once again, was designed, built by a white man. Now, you take a look at a photograph, you see, different cities. You take a look at another photograph, you see, the entire United States. You realize that, okay, this was designed and built by white men. You heard, we just got through celebrating July the 4th, which that was the Declaration of Independence from the white men that was over here, from the white monarchy over in British. They fought for that independence, died for that independence. They organized for the independence. And he's like, you know what? So many white men fought, financed and died. Then after which they still fought, financed and died. Now when they fought, they financing, and dying once again. So you have all this technology, you have all this wealth, you have all these designs, and it all come from some white man somewhere who fought, who financed, who designed it, and who built it. And now you're enjoying it as a white man. So you wake up, that's like a form of pride. As I ain't gonna say it's a racial pride. That's a pride in your gender, per se. Like I'm a white man, like descendant of white men who done a lot of great things. And I myself was a white man who's moving forward to do great things too. Now, at the end of that day, you go to sleep, you wake up, and then you're a black man again. And you have this, complex where, it's a white man's world, this and that and the other. But but the thing is, you got a taste of what it feels like to be a white man to realize that, okay, what you see around you, they built, they designed, they financed. And as a black man, you have to ask yourself, what have you built, what have you designed, what have you financed, and what have you protect? What infrastructure have you built to make sure you protect what you built, designed, and financed? And that's what black men need to kind of think about. We both heard all this talk, all this racism about the white man system and that thing like that. And they're not wrong. It is a white man system. They built it. The question is, can you build it? Can you build a system? What do you think about that?
That's some hard hitting stuff. That's stronger than the last version of what you said. Well, just like I was saying before we got on, I want to put some parameters in there, maybe. Basically, I agree with pretty much everything you said. The only thing is, I would say the part of if I wake up as a white dude, whatever, one day, and yeah, all my previous versions of myself, memories of my current self, whatever, is just like wiped out just for that one day, that 24-hour time period, whatever. And I just have this memory of being the white
just
version of myself.
White.
Yeah, just for the only issue with that is I'll agree with that. I would definitely obviously have some kind of pride, not like a white power pride, but just like a pride of I'm a part of this. How do I say this? This species / gender / ethnicity
or culture
that helped build this thing that I'm going to right now, that I'm driving right now, I'm going to whatever, etc., etc. As long as I'm driving a Ford, though. Anyway, but yeah, I would have pride, and that's why I understand. Like if you would ask me this question like 10 years ago, I'd be so pissed off at you. I would probably be calling you a word that everyone uses like willy-nilly now, which is not even the correct word, which is coon, in which I wouldn't even know that word at the time. I would just be like, what the hell is he talking about? Just wouldn't know it. Words. Pull it up. There you go.
Still recording. It's all good.
Oh.
Edit it out.
Yeah, but I understand. I would feel that type of pride. The only issue with that is, at the end of the day, I myself did not do perform that, it was either my ancestors or my friends' ancestors or someone I know that their ancestors who did it.
Mm-hmm.
And also at the same time, I'll put some not quotes but comments, whatever, because I would say for the most part, everything that you said is correct, because for the most part the system, buildings, financial system, all that stuff like that was built by several white men, either physically by hand, financially, mentally, what's another way? I wouldn't say spiritually because that wouldn't make any sense. But
it's just the fact that, like you said, you're right. The people before you did build all of that. But the thing is, a lot of that stuff was recent. You be thinking like it's not like ancient past. Like you see a lot of these blacks in this a conscious,
that
Afrocentric.
These kings have craft. Which
that's not ancient, but this is modern.
Yeah, you're first of all, just going back to what we always usually say, you're not first of all Egyptian, and you're definitely not a king or a queen. I'm just gonna put, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say about that. But that stuff was recently, like the last few hundred years. I mean,
so if you live in a society that was recently this, like you living in it, the results of it. And all you see is your face as leadership, your face on the TV screen, stuff like that. Your culture. Yeah, you're going to have some pride. It's not going to be like you said earlier, the whole white supremacy thing. It's going to be subconscious. It's not going to be like conscious. You can have that subconscious pride about you, which is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's not necessarily white supremacy type of thing. Like we're better than everybody, but it's more like a basic thing that I beat this level in a video game, I'm proud of myself, or I cooked this fancy meal for my girlfriend, I'm proud of myself, something like that, but something in a higher level, but more not actually digging down or tearing down anybody else, just basically picking your personal self up. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, not to mention the American flag would have a
hey.
Like I was saying, like for example, the American flag, well, you'll see that completely different. You was a white guy, because you'll walk with the American flag with much more pride. You won't be something that you'll just stomp on because you feel like it represents oppression. It doesn't represent oppression. It represents freedom to you. But if you woke up with somebody that's black, and you celebrate 4th of July, you're doing it because you get a day off. You like reason to light up some fireworks, but you're not really celebrating anything that pertains to you.
Not necessarily. Like, I'm not going to be one of those people like, oh, there were black people in the war too. Because they were, but they were just front linemen. They were just like foot soldiers. Yeah. And it necessarily wasn't their war. They were just part of it because of circumstances. Mm-hmm. But still, at the end of the day, what I usually say is I'm an American. I'm not African American. I'm an American person. So even if my ancestors were slaves or anything really negative, at the end of the day, I'm not shooting down the past at all. I embrace the past, and I'm trying to look forward to the future. So with that ideal in mind is I'm still me. I'm still me trying to live my future, and I admire my ancestors for the struggle that they went through to get to the point in which they can give birth to my grandparents, my parents, and now me.
Mm-hmm. It's just that when it comes down to black people, I ask these. I be wondering this often. Like, are they capable of doing what, quote unquote, the white man has done?
And that's what my friend says the same thing. Like we had this conversation multiple times, and like I said before we started recording, at first I forgot, this was a couple maybe 3 or 4 years ago in which this statement was brought up by him, and like I said, for a brief second I was like kind of furious at him, but I didn't go off on him, and you know what? I think he started talking more, or I just like sat back for a few seconds, and I was like, added the decimals and subtracted blah blah blah. This is mathematic jargon, whatever, to come to the realization like, yeah, you know what? He's right. And again, we're not trying to like tear down black people. We're not trying to tear down our history or anything like that. We're just saying, at the end of the day, if the roles were reversed, because I even asked one of my friends this question. He's a white guy. I was like, I actually asked both of them this question. One of my friends is black, one of my friends is white. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what if there's a different universe in which black people were around to do all the same thing that white guys did, and I forgot where we went with that conversation, but then later on I had the execs a similar conversation with one of my friends who said that statement in the first place, and he said, "Well, look how Africa still is in like a shithole." And then I had my automatic response, and that's everybody's automatic response is, "Well, slavery happened, and this, that, and third, and people are still going there, dipping in their gold and oil and crap like that, and their resources and blah blah."
Even as a black man, I would ask them why didn't they do anything about it?
Yeah, because we live in a freaking modern time.
Yeah,
they have ways to get weapons. We have Somalian people with fucking machetes and guns and stuff like that.
The Zulu warriors say they were able to fight, and they claim that capoeira is African martial arts. So, how did they lose?
Yes,
because my thing is this. I'm thinking about, because that's why when I remember that video that came out years ago with Nas. We had all the children in the video, and I think I mentioned this before.
I Know We Can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he got to the third verse, the first time I heard that for the first time, I thought that was complete lies.
With the kings and queens of
it's about we was like Africa robbed, and they had kings and people had gold and stuff afterwards. I was thinking the first thing that came to mind, if that was true, how did they lose all of that? I thought they're supposed to be warriors. They're supposed to fight for that stuff.
And that the only thing I had to say back then, and that's what we're speaking about modern though. We're speaking about the last few hundred years. That's what we're speaking about right now. Back then, yeah. I'm gonna have to say, around the slavery time and all that crap like that, which Portugal was the main culprits, by the way. But anyway, the weaponry that they had was so back. Damn it! Did you stop? Ah.
We're finished up. Do we leave these with y'all, or do we got to pick them back up front?
No, you leave it with me. I
can
take one there for you. All right.
I think it's more nerves. I'm at the.
We just edit all that out.
Pretty much, this thing is just terrible. That stuff was let's say 50 years, 100 years, whatever. By this time, by the time that they kept dipping in, I'd say even by the 80s and whatever, the nonsense that was happening, they should have been able to recover from that. Now, granted, at the same time, if the invasion constantly kept happening, then yeah, that's kind of hard to recover from whatever. But at the same time, we know that for guaranteed fact they have current weapons to defend themselves. They have current things to build yourself up. Yeah,
but thing is, even back thing is, the gun was known as the hand cannon was invented by the Chinese, and the information and the technology went around the world, but didn't quite make it all the way into Africa. Africans was taken down by the Arabs during the spread of Islam. See, thing is, when we talk about Africa and all this glory and greatness, I'm like, why they was the weakest, man. It's they didn't. What the heck they were doing while everybody else was making sure they don't get conquered by other people, technology-wise,
that part,
knowledge-wise.
If you want to say that part, yes, 100% agree with you there.
What they were doing, twerking this whole time?
Nah, I mean, just because I believe they were a peaceful species, whatever, besides just trying to survive from the elements and other animals attacking them. But at the end of the day, like you just said, so greatness, whatever, they still weren't, I guess, I don't want to say great enough to, but they weren't.
I don't even know why these conscious folks talk so much about Egypt, man. I can give them a list of all the major powers that conquered Egypt. I mean, folks about Israel never is. Israel was actually maybe there and probably turned into slaves. I'm talking about the Greeks took y'all down, the Romans took down the Egyptians. Don't forget about the Assyrians; they took them down. Then the Babylonians. All the major powers in history took down Egypt.
Yeah, so it goes from one even fact, face, whatever. You want to say, Africans also went to Egypt, you still got through there.
You got
even if you want to claim that
you
got destroyed. Even though that's fake, even if it was proven to be real, you got destroyed in both places. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, every major power whooped Egypt's ass throughout history. Every major power did it. I mean, you're not going to tell me different. And you come out, we kings and queens. According to who? Because obviously it wasn't strong enough to keep all the major powers out.
It does not. Even if, I keep saying, even if you were kings and queens, you still got taken down.
Yeah.
If I'm playing a game of chess, I have a king and queen. I lose, it doesn't matter. Like even if it's like, well, what is the on my side of the field king of my side of the field? I lost. It doesn't matter.
Just a look. You.
I'm a losing